Dude, the Super Mario Bros. Movie was the best movie of all time. Well, maybe not the best, but definitely the most thrilling. Well, maybe not the most thrilling, but the popcorn came in a really cool box. And now I have to think about all the secrets and Easter eggs in the movie and compile them into a 15-minute video. So let's see the 25 amazing secrets of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. When Mario arrives in Toad Town, he passes by an antique shop. Take a close look because there's a Toad buying an old Nintendo Entertainment System cartridge. And when he asks if it still works, the shopkeeper says yes and suggests blowing on the cartridge.
Does this thing work?
Yes, works great. You just have to blow into it.
Now, I spent my entire childhood doing this, but it turns out, according to Nintendo, it's wrong, and blowing on the cartridges could actually damage the games. So isn't it better to subscribe to the channel to learn things like these before you ruin these electronic relics that you probably won't play again in your life, but hey, they make for some great decorations, right? How do you make a totally secondary character become the protagonist for 20 seconds? Well, by giving him the voice of the classic Super Mario and his funny sounds too. Before the release, it was unknown what role Charles Martinet, the voice of Super Mario in the games, would have in this movie, and Nintendo wanted to pay homage to him with a strange character who plays the Donkey Kong arcade. But that's not all, because the ultimate homage was giving Mario's father in the movie the voice of Mario in the video games. Yet, Charles Martinet voices not one, but two characters, the latter of which is a metaphor for how the original voice of Super Mario passes the torch to Chris Pratt.
Wahoo! Mario, you were amazing!
Thanks, Dad.
Although, should clear this up now, there is a small mistake in what we said. The arcade machine Giuseppe's playing is not Donkey Kong, but Jumpman, a parody of the classic Donkey Kong with a Yeti as the main enemy. The Super Mario movie had a creation process that lasted about 6 years. Illumination and Nintendo revealed some artistic designs and concept art of how they envisioned the movie. Some were more faithful than others. For example, we can see Toadette and Toadsworth as discarded characters. They also explored the design of Super Mario and his relationship with other characters, forming something like a Super Smash Bros. With Donkey Kong, Luigi, and Yoshi fighting against enemies. The last discarded character that would have paid homage to the Super Mario games on Nintendo 64 is Lakitu, being the game's cameraman. When Bowser is practicing to propose to Peach, you can see Kamek wearing a disguise imitating the princess. Now, this moment had actually already happened in the video games, specifically at the end of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, where Mario thought he was gonna rescue the princess, but when he turned around, it turned out to be Kamek in disguise.
What?
Someone should just give this guy a super crown already to become a super princess. The character Spike was first seen in Wrecking Crew for the Nintendo Entertainment System, where he was the foreman of the construction site. Here he looks a little bit different and has his own company named after his original game. We see him eating some sauce with a pickle drawn on the jar, and this pickle is exactly the same as the one Yoshi eats in Super Mario Galaxy 2. During the party where Bowser is celebrating the conquest of the Penguin Kingdom with all his minions, there's a moment when a shy guy takes off his mask. Nobody knows for sure what the face of these Super Mario enemies looks like, and in the movie, Nintendo wanted to tease us with that too. Oh yeah, and did you notice that the music playing during the party corresponds to Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury? It could be heard when the giant Bowser appeared in the world. The universe of the Super Mario movie is strange. We don't know how much Nintendo is involved in it, but judging by everything in the rich lady's house, it's quite a lot. On the second floor, there's a modern art style painting of the dog from Duck Hunt. In the living room, there's the crystal statue of a Pikmin as a reference to the characters from the Nintendo game. The book the lady's husband is reading is titled Galaxy, and on the cover, it features the planet from the first level of Super Mario Galaxy for Wii. Even though it's constantly asking to die, it remains just as cute.
Is the sweet relief of death.
The Lumali trapped in Bowser's castle caused a lot of controversy with its words, which are not exactly something you'd expect to hear in a Super Mario movie for all audiences, but I promise there is an explanation that'll surely convince you. Lumalis are stellar beings whose only desire is to become stars, and to do so, they have to die. We saw how, at the end of Super Mario Galaxy, they managed to create a black hole by accumulating millions of them, dying in the process and turning into a star. This is a reference to how stars are created in real life too, attracting space elements through gravity and forming a massive object. Some may say it's silly, others that it doesn't make sense, and it's even been accused of promoting harassment. Either way, the song Peaches that Bowser sings on the piano became a worldwide hit, and it was just a joke in the movie.
Peaches, peaches, peaches.
The piano Bowser uses to play the song is Ludwig von Koopa's piano, one of the Koopalings that appear in the Super Mario games. When they're playing the classic level 1-2 song, Kamek only presses 2 keys, and the sound coincides with the one heard when collecting a coin in the video games. Super Smash Bros., the best-selling fighting game in history, is present in various ways in the Super Mario movie, although in subtle ways that you may have overlooked. While the protagonists are in the training zone, Peach performs a fighting move that's identical to her assigned special attack in Super Smash Bros. And there's more. When the Bullet Bill is about to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom, it approaches a castle in a reference to the battle saga of Princess Peach's castle in the fighting game. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you probably played Super Mario Odyssey. This Mario game appears in the movie with badges from several kingdoms on Captain Toad's backpack. On one side, we have the Mushroom Kingdom badge with a castle, the Sand Kingdom badge with its inverted pyramid, and finally, the Cascade Kingdom badge with a dinosaur. This isn't the only moment that references the game worlds. While traveling, Mario, Peach, and Toad pass through Bob-omb Battlefield from Super Mario 64, Yoshi's Island from Yoshi's Island, the Sand Kingdom itself, and World 6 from New Super Mario Bros. U for Wii U. Living in Toad Town must be as overwhelming as it is fun, because there's plenty of video game secrets and Easter eggs that can overwhelm you. The entire construction zone is a reference to Super Mario Maker, the game where you can create Super Mario levels. In fact, you can even see Toads wearing the construction worker outfits from the original game. In the market area, there's an antique shop with retro items, including the music box from Super Mario Bros. 3, Yoshi's coin from Super Mario World next to a dinosaur egg, the Super Hammer from Super Mario Maker, pixelated items like keys, the Super Bell power-up, and the Boomerang flower. There are also balloons and P-switches, the end-of-level acts from the classic Super Mario games, an open sign in the style of the original logo, and a hidden sprite of Princess Peach. When Mario and Luigi descend to the Brooklyn Underground to fix the pipe, they end up falling and knocking down a wall. Now, if you look closely, you'll see that the hole remains with a silhouette of the 8-bit Super Mario's head. Upon reaching this area, there's a sign that reads Level 1 to 2, referencing the underground level 1 to 2 from Super Mario Bros. While delivering the news, Mario and Luigi don't realize that classic Nintendo elements are appearing right in front of them. We have Pauline herself, who was the mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey, as well as the damsel in distress from Donkey Kong. In the FS-176 system, an unknown extraterrestrial signal has been detected. This system is the same where the events of Nintendo Metroid Prime Saga take place. Ryota Hayami, the protagonist of Wave Race, seems to have won a new championship. The appearance of the mysterious crabs in the underground of Brooklyn is being investigated, referencing the crab enemies from Mario Brothers. And it's almost imperceptible, but for a few frames in the movie, you can see the letters VWA, a reference to the wrestling game Pro Wrestling. Finally, the stolen vegetables from the Ice Climbers have been recovered, along with a small mention of Hogan's Alley, the shooting game for NES. The monkeys have a vehicle construction system identical to Mario Kart 8, choosing the wheels, body, and glider as if it were a slot machine. Rainbow Road is the most famous track in the Mario Kart game series, and in the movie, it connects the Jungle Kingdom to the Mushroom Kingdom. At one point, Mario takes a shortcut in the race on this track. This also happened in the original Nintendo 64 game, where it was possible to skip part of the circuit by using a well-timed turbo boost. Super Mario loves Nintendo? What a surprise! He loves it so much that he has things like a telephone that looks like a Joy-Con from the Nintendo Switch in the living room. In his room, he has a bunch of posters referencing F-Zero, pro wrestling, baseball, the Ice Climber's bear, and even a tennis racket, referencing both Mario Tennis and the original tennis game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. He also has a figurine of the Star Fox R-Wing. In the dining room, there's a picture of Mario on the wall that looks exactly like his render in Mario Tennis Aces. The sheep on the shelf has the same design as the sheep in the Sand Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. And beware, this last one is only for experts. The balsamic vinegar bottle features the personal trainer cooking logo, a Nintendo DS game that taught us how to cook. The Brooklyn in the Super Mario movie is much cooler than the real Brooklyn. And if you need proof, look at the Super Mario level the workers create while simply constructing a building. This is the first time we see Mario acting like the Mario from the video games. He even reaches the flagpole and gets to the castle, which in the movie is called Castle Burger. The travel agencies in this Brooklyn are called Super Sunshine, referencing Isle Delfino from Super Mario Sunshine. Even the construction company uses the image of the classic Game & Watch characters, the early Nintendo handhelds. The Super Mario movie features a lot of power-ups from the video games. There's the Mushroom, Mini Mushroom, Fire Flower, Ice Flower, Star, Cat Bell, Tanuki Suit, Tanuki Leaf, although you might have noticed that one classic item was left out, but does appear in the concept art of the game, the 1-Up Mushroom that gives an extra life to the characters. It's very likely that they considered having one of the characters die during the movie, probably Super Mario himself, and then revive with the power of a 1-Up Mushroom. But it's clear that in his first movie, Super Mario couldn't die. We went from not knowing exactly what Mario and Luigi's parents were like to getting to know their entire large family. During a dinner scene, you can see their parents, uncles, grandfather, and cousin. One of these characters is inspired by someone from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64. Talon was in charge of Lon Lon Ranch and has always been confusing due to his striking resemblance to Mario. In the Super Mario movie, the protagonist's father is the spitting image of Talon, with a different outfit but an identical face. The movie starts with Mario and Luigi in a pizzeria called Punch-Out. It's named after the Nintendo game Punch-Out, and in it, you can see a bunch of paintings of characters from the game, including the protagonists Little Mac and Doc Lewis, who were also from New York. There's also a duck from the Duck Hunt game, as well as the background from that game too. When Donkey Kong first appears on screen, the Donkey Kong rap song from Donkey Kong 64, composed by Grant Kirkhope, plays.
Here we go.
Kirkhope actually expressed his disappointment on Twitter for not being credited despite his music being used in the movie. Regarding the Kongs, in the stands you can see Diddy, Dixie, and Chunky Kong, Donkey's friends from Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong 64. In Donkey Kong's cabin, there's a photo of Funky Kong, the character who would fly us between worlds and make things easier in tropical freeze. Super Mario Bros. Plumbing TV ad is a work of art filled with references and Easter eggs. The music playing belongs to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show animated series.
We're the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game.
The van is identical to the one in the 1989 Super Mario Bros. Movie. The capes that Mario and Luigi wear are a reference to the cape from Super Mario World. When this ad was published online, a special website was created with lots of secrets, including a phone that Luigi answered when called.
Super Mario Brothers Plumbing, we don't say let's wait, we say let's go.
If you want a thorough analysis of this iconic ad that made history, make sure to check out our video dedicated just to it. Just by watching it, you'll become an expert in Mario's secrets. When Luigi arrives in the Shadow Kingdom, the following music starts playing. This music belongs to the soundtrack of Luigi's Mansion, Luigi's ghost-catching horror game. Furthermore, the way he calls for Mario is clearly a reference to how Luigi calls his brother in the video games.
Mario? Mario? Mario.
Surely, during the final battle scene, you were busy experiencing the action and might well have missed what was happening in the background. Well, fear not, because here are all its secrets. The car wash sign shows an image of Balan Fighter, the protagonist of the Nintendo Entertainment System game. In one store, the logo of Discon, the mascot of the Japanese Famicom Disk System, can be seen. The Blizzard Pop ice cream shop features the Ice Climber's bear as its brand image. And in an advertisement on a building, you can spot the words Lucky Cards, referencing Nintendo's early 19th century playing cards. When Bowser ends up getting trapped in a bottle, it's possible that it's a nod to the ending of Super Mario 3D World, where King Koopa suffers the same fate. The post-credits scene in the movie reveals that a Yoshi egg, after the interdimensional explosion, ends up in the Brooklyn Underground. However, this egg has been around throughout the entire movie, and you just might have missed it. It first appears in the antique shop in Toad Town. Later, it seems to have been stolen by one of Bowser's minions and brought as a gift to the wedding. After that, it appears to be dragged by the explosion into the real world, opening up in the sewers. Do you know any more hidden secrets in the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our next videos. And here, you have the latest ones, so you won't be left wanting more curiosities. See you next time!